What's going on, guys? This is Nothingbutbread here, and today we're going to be doing a high rounds guide for the map Shangri. The first step before we get started with this glitch is to select your teammate and ensure that you get into the game with the right colors. First off, depending on who you're going to be, this method involves a glitcher and a runner. The glitcher should be someone who is fairly skilled in knife lunging, as there is a very hard knife lunge involved in this, but nothing else, so no lag switch, no hardware requirements, stuff like that. You just need someone who's very good at knife lunging and has enough training skills to make it through at least the first 20 rounds of Shangri. You're also going to want to find a runner who should have a decent internet connection, who is fairly good at running and can at least make it to at least the mid-20s on Shangri legit without utilizing any glitches. Now once you got your team selected, what you're going to want to do now is to go into a party and then go into a private match or a public game and ensure you get the right colors. If the glitcher is the white player and the other player is green or yellow, you've got the right color set up. If you do not have that set up, what you're going to want to do is to back out immediately, disband the party, and then rejoin at the party menu and go back into your game as normal. And do that until you have the right color set up, where the glitcher is the white player and the runner is the green or yellow player. If you're doing this with multiple players, you're going to probably want to have multiple runners and multiple glitchers. You need to make sure at least the glitchers are if you're going to have two glitchers, make sure you have the yellow and blue player be the glitchers and the other players be the runners. Step 2. Now since you're in game and you've got the glitchers, now the white player, and the host is the runner, and the runner is green or yellow, now what you're going to want to do is to earn a lot of points. That way the glitcher can get pack punch ballistic knives, and the runner can get various tools to allow him or her to survive higher rounds. Mustang and Stowers and the baby gun are great guns to obtain. In addition, you're going to want to keep the Olympia side spawn door closed the entire game, as you're going to need this closed in order for this glitch to work effectively. Once the glitcher has obtained the pack punch ballistic knives through pack punching the ballistic knives, and the other player, the runner, has obtained something like a Mustang and Salad, or has done his or her pack punching, for a while, you're set to do the knife lunge. To do this knife lunge, what you're going to want to do is to have the runner maneuver the zombie into the spot shown. You're going to want them outside the spawn in the pathway, in the MPL area, I like to call it, and just moving the zombie back and forth along the left side of the viewable portion of the doorway. And what you're going to want to do as the glitcher is to line up your crosshairs by moving your viewpoint down as much as you can and lining up with this dimple on the ground. Then what you're going to want to do then is, as the zombie comes out from the left of the archway, what you're going to want to do is to melee and move forward, assuming you charged your knife against the zombie. If you did this right, you'll lunge right on top of the archway and you'll be essentially set. Note that this can take a long time, particularly if you're not skilled with knife lunging, as this is a very difficult knife lunge. Recommend if you are new to this knife lunge, you do a few games specifically for you to get this glitch down, as it can be quite difficult at the higher rounds, and if you mess up or you have a really, really bad mess up, it will not cost as much if you mess up. Step 4. Now since you're in the knife lunge, you got the glitcher in the knife lunge, and now the runner is just on the ground in the spawn room running around, then your next major step is to make your way to about the 30s. The runner should be getting into a rhythm, as he or she is learning how to maneuver the zombies into the pile-up spot through merging. In general, a few tips as a runner during these rounds is to keep the pack punch side windows boarded up as much as possible, as this reduces zombies coming from those windows that can interfere as you bring a few stray zombies through and try to merge them with the glitcher's pile up. And in general, keeping those windows boarded is the best idea, just to keep the zombies more streamlined and in general less likely to interfere with your operations. In addition, you're probably going to want to acquire the baby gun during this time. Probably grab Mule Quick, grab something like an RPK or an HK, and utilize that to get a lot of headshots off the zombies and kill them. Effectively, you're trying to rack up, points and stuff like that you're going to need at the higher rounds. And in general, a lot of that stuff. Essentially, for the most part, you're not going to need like wonder weapons until about the 30s. Step 5. Now, since the runner now has been fairly successful at training zombies, maneuvering into the spot, and killing them all with various weapons, now if you reach about the 30s, maybe the upper 20s might be high enough, you're going to want to start relying off the wonder weapon. As soon as your guns stop killing effectively, like the ray gun stops becoming effective at around the 40s, but you run through ammo very fast in the 30s, you're going to want to start using the baby gun. The baby gun, without pack punching, it has around 30 rounds of ammunition, if I'm not mistaken, and this allows you potentially to wipe out 2 rounds at about the 30s, and potentially an entire round without a max ammo at the higher rounds. Keeping this in mind, effectively once you get as many zombies as possible, like at least 20 zombies or so piled up, what you're going to want to do then is to run in, shoot the baby gun, shrink them all, quickly run in, smack them all, and quickly jet out as the spikes within that passageway will jet up, and that's one of the common ways that I've seen runners die. And indeed, basically, is after 30, you start using the baby gun to kill zombies instead of other weapons. You use other weapons merely to get points to hit the box to get it back as you need another baby gun. Carefully using the ammo and using headshots with other weapons can prolong your ability to utilize bullet damage weapons. That way you'll spend less rounds dependent on the baby gun. Also, you're gonna find yourself running out of ammo in that baby gun. So what you're gonna want to do, other than for the common save the last zombie, is to make sure you have something like an awful lot, or just have monkeys in general. That way you can go around and hit the box and try to get it into the spawn room. Because if you have it in the spawn room, you can take additional risk, as the glitcher can revive you via the revive tools in the spawn room. Knowing this in mind, and in general, as you get going, you should learn this in the low rounds, how you really get this training stuff going. Mastering this quickly is crucial in order to getting through these rounds effectively and fast. Also, one thing, there's a little water spout that's located on the other side of the quick revive machine. Not sure if I'm saying it right. But anyway, what it allows you to do is to drop down quickly and go into a different area of the map, and all the zombies that are on you for the most part will deflect and go either briefly down but back up the water jet thing and go to the glitcher. This is a very effective way of quickly getting zombies off you, and then you just simply head back up, and you're usually able just to obliterate the train with one shot of the baby gun. That's a few techniques you're going to want to know. And in general, you just keep doing this. You keep merging zombies at the spot. You should only get, 5, 6 zombies every 24 zombies that come out. And you keep this merging method going, you're going to fly through rounds effectively and fast. And as long as you keep the Olympia side spawn door closed, it should not be too difficult. And honestly, it's going to be very, very rewarding. You get a lot of points out of this. And in general, this is going to work out very, very well for you, particularly if you're a skilled runner. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys got any questions, be sure to leave a comment below in the description. I will answer any and all questions you have as soon as I can. And as always, guys, peace out.